And I'm David. We're talking about The Amazing Race.
There we go.
Week 2.
Dos.
Yes.
A reality showdown
Right.
continues.
Yeah, so they are all headed to Laos.
Laos.
At the beginning here. And somehow Rupert and Laura make it on the same flight as everyone else. I don't know how, because they were lost in that park for 4 hours.
4 hours, they said. That was way more than we thought. We knew it was like 2, maybe 3, but 4.
So horrible.
Everyone meets them in the airport like, you
Yeah,
made
right.
it.
Everyone, because everyone loves
Yay.
Rupert. You know, he's
Sure.
an icon. Everybody knows who he is.
Luckily, this is one of those legs where everyone gets a ticket on the same flight.
Right.
We kind of group back up, and now it's like, let's race again.
Yes. So they get to Laos, and the first thing they have to do is this giving ceremony, which this is like one of the things I love about Amazing Race. Is like sometimes it's like crazy competition. Like the detours are obviously all very stressful, but this is one where they're just sitting next to the road and they just get to participate in this ceremony, and there's no rush really. You know, like it's that kind of like cool moment that makes the Amazing Race unique.
It does. It does a great job of highlighting other cultures. That we obviously don't know these things about these other cultures.
Yeah.
So I love that it shows that, but I also love watching people frantically race and then forced to be like still and slow.
Right. Because,
and then racing it.
Right, exactly. Because leading up to this point where they're actually doing the ceremony, we see Corinne and Eliza, their inner villains are coming out, and they are trying to block this tuk-tuk that the Afghanimals and Rupert and Laura are on, and they're like weaving every which way on the street trying to prevent the tuk-tuk from getting anywhere.
They can't pass us if we keep moving like this.
And then it's all for
obviously
nothing.
Gameplay, Meanwhile, the people who didn't even get in vehicles, who like just walked, are already there. Lining up ahead of them.
Yes.
But so they're all sort of there now in a line and they have to wait for this offering to happen. And then off we go again.
Off we go. And this is where things get interesting because now the Riley sisters are the first to arrive at this next stage of the race.
Double U-turn.
Yes.
This is early, you guys.
It is early. And again, the Riley sisters are team number 1.
Team 1. Now, how often does Team 1 U-turn somebody?
Not usually a strategy.
It's not necessary when you're Team 1. You're good to go.
Yep. You say, why make myself a villain? Let's let the teams in the back do that.
That's not what the Riley sisters thought. No. And they did hesitate quite a bit. And there's 2 other teams there with them. And so they're like, what do we do?
Pressure.
What do we do? Right. And like, Victor was like, we weren't going to U-turn anybody.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, we won't. And then they're like, but we should.
Yeah.
And so eventually they decide to U-turn Team Fun.
Right, because earlier in the episode there was like a clue moment where they thought they were working with Team Fun, but then Team Fun ignored them and said like, well, they're not our friends, so we're gonna U-turn them.
You guys, this is so petty. I just have to pause right now. Come on.
I know, it's so early.
Again, you're first, so you have the entire pack to choose from. And there are definite threats in the group that you could be like, oh, I don't know, the Afghanimals just came in first place.
Yeah,
Let's U-turn them. Tyler and Corey, they've always been strong. Let's like, I don't know, I feel like you could have come up with 1,000 reasons for the other racer teams. To be U-turned. And Team Fun just happened to like kind of not work with you. They didn't do anything against you.
No, and Team Fun is nice to everybody.
Didn't actually work with you.
Yes, and Team Fun is just so likable and charming. Like, it was a very weird choice.
Out of all the racers, and we discussed this in our cast assessment video, out of all the race teams, Team Fun came in the lowest.
Yeah, they did.
All the other people racing that were racers came in above. Okay, my spiel, I'm off, I'm done. I'm done now.
So they U-turn Team Fun, and then the Afghanimals are there, and they're like, well, we want to U-turn Tyler and Corey, but look, Team Fun's coming, let's just let them do it.
So now we're at the back of the pack. So other people have passed through like, oh my God, U-turn. And now it's down to just a few teams, Afghanimals and Team Fun, discover together. And they're like, you know what you guys should do?
Yeah, you should U-turn Tyler and Corey because they're a really good team. You should U-turn them.
Yeah, and obviously if you've been U-turned, you kind of do have to U-turn another team.
Yeah, and I'm sure Team Fun didn't want to because they're so nice and just like happy-go-lucky all the time, but they really had no choice, and I think U-turning Tyler and Corey is a good move at that point, especially because at that point Tyler and Corey were already in the back of the pack.
Yeah.
So if you can delay them even further and get a good team out second, That's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're the second team U-turned, you get it.
Yeah.
And you have a good reason with Ty-Core.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So that's what happens with the double U-turn, and now it's the detour, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the detour is either the
ABCs,
the Laos alphabet,
or barbecue.
Yes. And I'm thinking that alphabet.
That sounded hard.
Every letter sounds exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So I was like, I would probably want to do barbecue. Yes. But a lot of teams chose to do the alphabet. And Tyler and Corey were
Well, not a lot of teams. Well, yeah, only 2 then actually chose it.
Okay.
2 then had to because of the U-turn.
Yeah.
So most of them did go to barbecue, but the ABC people actually came out, I think, ahead.
I know, yeah. Well, Tyler and Corey got the ABCs on their second try, and they were out first.
They were out first.
Now, they're not in first place because they have to do the U-turn, but Corinne and Eliza were in second place. They were so funny doing that alphabet. She was like,
and you're sad about it. You're mad about it. You're happy about it.
It was so funny. They had such a funny way of remembering each letter. So that was very entertaining. But they get out second, but they're in first place because they've completed the detour first.
Yes. Over at the barbecue, the Afghanimals and Team Fun get there first.
Yeah.
And they're discovering you have to go get the ingredients and you have to look and see how to prepare it. They're doing disgusting things. Yes. It turns out it's actually a bit time consuming.
And but, all the detail stuff that we're used to. So it does take a while. And because part of this challenge is they're racing through the market trying to find the and trying to find the fish, and nobody can communicate with these vendors, so they're trying to mime fish, and Afghanimals, they get done first, but they mess up and have to go back.
Right.
But they still get out of the barbecue part of the detour first, followed by Vicole. So those are our top 3. Corinne and Eliza from the ABCs, then Afghanimals, then Vicole.
Team Fun obviously has to go their U-turn, so now they're going to the ABC, and they actually nailed that ABC thing.
They did, yeah.
It looked, editing also, but it looked like they walked right in and right out.
Yeah, and then what was interesting is Team Fun, even though Tyler and Corey finished the ABCs first, they were behind Team Fun now because Team Fun just raced through the ABCs, and Tyler and Corey get out of the detour in last place.
Right, and Rupert did the ABCs with his wife, and they did fairly well.
They did fairly well. Out there, even though they're still kind of just plodding along,
taking their time,
just walking, Yeah. No rush.
No rush.
The other thing that I thought was funny during the detour part of the leg was that when Rachel and Alyssa got to the barbecue, Rachel's like, I kind of want to go to apologize to Team Fun. It's like, girl, no, you can't.
No, you did it.
Okay. You have to own that.
Make peace with it. Yeah. It happened. They're mad at you.
Yeah, right. And they have good reason to be mad at you.
Now you're a villain of the season.
Yeah, you just need to put some distance between the two of you now.
Yep. The roadblock.
All right.
This is one of those amazing opportunities in your life. Yes. You get to ride an elephant through the water.
Right, yes.
I mean, come on.
So many people would die to do this. I know it's a little bit controversial. I remember when Shannon Elizabeth was on Celebrity Big Brother and part of her eviction speech was don't ride an elephant if you go to Asia. But it looks so fun.
I think there's a lot of things that happen to elephants that's no bueno.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is, they're well kept and loved. And hopefully we're supporting rescuing animals and saving them.
Yes.
I'm hoping is what all of this is about.
Right. I'm sure it is. Who gets there first? It's the Afghanimals, right?
Afghanimals, yes, and Vicole are kind of there basically at the same time. Yep. And Victor's like, Nicole, go for it.
Yeah.
And she's up on the elephant, and the way he looks at her, and you're just like, oh my gosh. He's like, she's so happy. And I'm like, they're adorable.
They're adorable, yes.
Stop it. And she's like, pie.
Yeah, right.
And they go through.
And she and that elephant had some kind of connection, because I thought you would need to get up on this elephant like Jamal was. He was like, pie, very assertive and giving the commands very clearly. But Nicole just had this way about her. That elephant loved her, was just asking for more treats, and she's like, baby, I got one more. I'll just save it for the end, okay? And that elephant just carried her right through the water. I don't know what it was.
I think it helped that the two of them were kind of together. I bet the elephants were like, here we go. This is what we do.
We're in pairs,
Yeah, so the two of them sort of work together. They get their clues, they get back, and they get off.
Yeah.
And some of the teams you see who come in without someone else, that elephant wanders off.
Yeah.
When Team Fun. She could not control her elephant.
No.
Rupert.
Yeah.
Let's just say. like Rupert and his elephant do not mesh at all.
Rupert is off in the bush with his elephant.
He's not even saying pie.
He's not even saying pie. Like
he's Rupert, like having an American conversation with an elephant.
With an elephant. Rupert's that guy with a barking dog who's like, shh, baby, you can't, can you please stop barking? Please, no, you can't bark. Okay, don't bark. Like, the dog doesn't understand that. You have to be forceful and give the command clearly.
The whole challenge is based on, here are the commands. Yes. And he's saying all these other words that are not part of the commands.
Now, what I loved is that Tyler comes in, he and Corey do manage to pass Rupert and Laura on the way to the elephant thing, so he gets in ahead of Rupert. But he gets in there and he gets on that elephant and he's like, pie, pie, pie. And he managed to pass Team Fun and I believe Brett and Chris as well, because he just has that urgency where it's like...
This is the thing about Tyler and Corey. Like, they go. And they're not super intense about it. But they're very direct and assertive, I guess, is what it is, because every challenge they can sort of like get ahead of you, you know? I don't know what their secret sauce is, but they've got it.
Which is why it was such a good idea to U-turn them. But they made it work. They came out of that detour in last place and now he's ahead of 3 teams at this point, I think.
So as we said, Vicole and the Afghanimals kind of arrived together and like their elephants work together. So now they're kind of leaving together, right?
And it's one of those like photo finishes it looks like it's going to be to the pit stop at this point.
So Vicole technically gets out first, but then the Afghanimals get in their vehicle first. Then
Nicole and Victor pass them.
Pass. And then, so Vicole is literally like at these stairs. They have to run down and get in a boat. And the Afghanimals, I mean, you can't really trust them.
Can't, but they don't know that. Vicole doesn't know that.
No. She's a very trusting person.
So Nicole and Victor get out, and Nicole overhears the Afghanimals go, this isn't it. And that's enough to throw Nicole off and slow her down.
Like, wait. And he's like, come on.
He's like, Nicole, let's go. And she's like, they said it's not it. And
so she's staying back. And then Afghanimals are just like passing her. They run. And so by the time she's like, oh, and she catches up, you know, they're off in their boat. So it's kind of a foot race, boat race, whatever. And the Afghanimals do get to the pit stop first.
And Nicole's a little embarrassed. She's like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But whatever. Like, she's still in second place.
I know,
that's huge.
Second is fine.
And they went, you know, Victor commented, they went from 6th place to 2nd place. Like, that's amazing. They're already doing great.
And they're clearly the non-race team to sort of like show their stuff.
Absolutely.
And shine. So 2nd place, and now they know, don't trust Afghanimals.
Exactly. Especially now that Afghanimals have been 1st place both legs so far. Like, you got to keep your eye on that team. They are not your friends.
No. So, elephant nonsense happening. We'll go down the list. So, 3rd place, Riley sisters.
And then 4th was Colin and Christy, right?
Yes.
And they kind of managed to like make their way up too. I think they passed a couple of teams on the way, but they're still doing well.
Then Janelle and Brittany.
And
Corinne and Eliza. Now this is a bit of a step up for them.
It is, but even then, like, I just felt like Corinne and Eliza kept getting passed at certain points and they were like annoyed. They were like in a very slow tuck and like a couple of teams passed them on the way to the pit stop and they were very annoyed at that.
Because there was a point where they were first in the race on this leg. But no.
But still, for them to get 6th at this point is great because they struggled a lot on the first leg.
And I feel like they're sort of learning how it goes. You know? 7th place, Ty-Core. Not bad for a U-turn team.
Good for them,
8th is Brett and Chris. 9th, Team Fun.
Team Fun, they just made it.
And 10th place.
10th place, Rupert and Laura. Now, you know, that editing, they made it seem like, ooh, it's close between Team Fun and Rupert and Laura. But it was just so appropriate that Rupert and Laura walked to the finish line. I mean, they knew they were in last place. There's no rush, but it just was like, this feels right that you're walking up to the pit stop right now.
I mean, basically, him on the elephant just did them in. But I think all of us collectively said last week, we think Rupert's gonna go this week.
Next.
So it's not a surprise. But it was kind of like, give the elephant a command. Come on.
You gotta like take control of the situation a little bit. But you know, granted, I'm not there, like who knows, maybe that elephant was a nightmare. But you know, it felt like he was being pretty gentle with that thing. And now it sort of feels like the race is like anybody's game. Like, I don't know that I can pick out like the definitely weakest team. Like maybe Brett and Chris, the Survivor guys, would be my pick to go next.
And kind of Corinne and Eliza, even though I enjoy them.
I love them.
I feel like they're on the weaker link side.
Sure, yeah.
So I guess that's 2 Survivor teams.
But it's kind of like anybody could have a bad week, maybe.
Oh, sure.
And
I mean, that's how the race works.
Yeah,
We've seen some solid teams go from just a bad day, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I'm not expecting Afghanimals to go.
No.
Not expecting Vicole to go.
No.
I think Janelle and Brittany really showed up this leg. Like, they struggled getting lost last time, but... Now
I feel like they're getting their rhythm.
They are. And it was funny. But Brittany is very funny.
Yes.
And she was like, ooh, we are used to 14 hours of sleep on Big Brother.
Right.
Okay, this is a lot more physical. So I think everybody's just sort of learning what the race is if they haven't run the race before.
Right.
Yeah.
I had originally said I'm supporting Vicole, Tycor, and Janelle and Brittany.
Yep. And I was looking at Janelle and Brittany and Team Fun.
Yes. So, and those teams are doing fine.
Yeah.
Team Fun is only at the back of the pack because they were U-turned.
Right.
Now, that could slow them down next leg because they're just stuck in the back of the pack.
Yeah. Right.
But they're performing just fine. So I feel like our picks are still in it.
Yes.
Going strong.
Yep. It's a good season so far, though. It's been fun to watch. Even Rupert and Laura, like, they weren't the best team, but, like, so entertaining. You just love all these people.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of this episode, this leg?
Yes, and who do you think is going to go next?
Yeah, who are you rooting for, though, as well?
Yeah, let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.